Hey everybody, Nick here, and today I got a disassembly video for you here on this little guy. This is the Spyderco Knives Ikuchi. Very interesting, very weird little piece. Just to start with, to let you know, the action on this guy actually feels a little bit slow, relative to some of Tai Chung's stuff. Now, there are two options. This could either mean phosphor bronze washes, which is fine, and this is not, by the way, a complaint, it's just a statement. I think the action is just fine. It is also dead centered at the moment, so my goal is to get it back to this position. And, by the way, I have been sick for a little while here, so you may hear me coughing or sniffling, and that is, well, that is the nature of humanity, alas. We are not immune to all illness. All right, so one of these, the screw here for the pivot isn't wanting to turn. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this little screwdriver handle here and give it just a little tiny bit more torque, gently. And yeah, that just got it turning. It's just a case that they used a little bit of a gummy thread locker. The Spyderco Tai Chung plant will occasionally use a white thread locker that's kind of aggressive. Yeah, and here it is right there. It's not in the sense of like the red Loctite, which is just like trying its best to strip your entire life. However, it is definitely a little bit more aggressive. So there we go, and I'm just organizing my screws off the camera there using these little bins. If you're ever curious about any of the tools I'm using for disassembly, go ahead and check out my disassembly toolkit video. And I'll pop this loose here as well. Beautiful. And my bet is actually I'm turning the wrong side of this because, yeah, indeed I am. This is a Chicago screw. Oh, no, it isn't. There's just a post and then two screws that go into the post. Okay, whatever. Not a big deal. But that's the pocket clip removed, and now with this, I should be able to take this guy the rest of the way apart here. Pardon me. All right. Let's pop this little guy off here. What we can see here is this is not actually a full layer carbon fiber. It is the G10 with carbon fiber overlaid. Whatever. Not a big deal. For some reason, that bothers a lot of people. It's like deeply morally offensive to a subsection of the knife community, and I don't get it, but it is a thing. So there you go. There is that. Let's go ahead and pop. What am I doing next here? I'm gonna see if I can't. This is probably a Chicago screw over here, so I'm gonna see if I just can't press that out. No, then maybe that's actually a part of the backspacer. So then my next step here is going to be I'll deploy the blade again, and I will get my little pry bar here. Then relatively gingerly here. I do not want to really wail on this guy. There we go. All I was doing there is just providing a little bit of lifting force here, and that'll help me pop the various components of this up out of where they are and allow me to lift off this liner. Because this liner needs a little bit of lifting here. And right now I'm just kind of rocking it back and forth. I'm not using a lot of force. You're never really going to need to use a lot of force when you're taking apart a well-designed pocket knife. But I'm just rocking it back and forth, and that little rocking motion in either direction will gradually help you to lift this thing off. Can I do this? Can I press the pivot through a little bit? No, it doesn't look like it. Whatever, I'm not in a hurry. Just raise and lower in here. Yeah, okay, see, that part is actually just a part of the standoff there. I probably said backspacer. That's a standoff. Can I use the blade itself to help lift this off? Tight tolerances here. I cannot rotate this guy. How am I going to get this guy off? Very slow but surely, I guess. Oh, yeah, okay, it just started lifting a little bit more there. All right. Kind of moving the blade here. I wonder if I could... not worth that fight here. Maybe I'll do a little bit more of this action here. Or I can close this and get in here. Come on. There we go. So again, not using a lot of force there, but just trying to get this guy lifted off. And indeed I have. All right. Now I avoid death as I do this, and we will pop this the rest of the way off. Do not go to the light, Nick. Do not go to the light. All right. Come on. Get the blade loose and out of the way here. Come on. Now I am caught on the end there. Hey, okay, phosphor bronze washes. Cool. All right. No problem. So that explains why the action feels a little bit slower than the bearing knives that Spyderco's Taichung plant has been putting out lately. Is this a problem in any way, shape, or form? No, and in fact, for many people, this would be considered a benefit. Because bearings are a little bit less robust to things like sand and gunk and grit that gets everywhere. I hate sand. That's a joke. Well, that's a prequel reference. The prequels were a joke, so, you know, there you go. That's a Star Wars prequel reference, by the way. Okay, back at the ranch. So I am cleaning and disassembling this knife. The action on this guy has been, though, pretty good. And especially for a washer-based knife, oh yeah, I'll take it. But I have the suspicion that a little bit of lubricity is going to be helpful to this guy right here. There's a little bit of something up on the wash. Oh, no, that's just a little bit of patina on there. Whatever. Looks like hints of thread locker on there. This is direct from Spyderco, by the way. I had this in my pocket, I think, for one day. And didn't do a whole lot to it during that day, so, yeah. There we go. Full disclosure, this was sent to me directly from Spyderco. All right. So actually, we're all good here. We're ready to go. Let's put this little guy back together. Let's go ahead and start off by dropping this washer into place. Is there a side that rotates? Yeah, let's put this guy that way. I'm going to go ahead and use some knife pivot lube here. It is a fine product that works well with washer-based actions. Go ahead and put a little bit of it on the pivot as well as onto the washer itself. Drop the blade onto there, making sure to keep the pivot seated in position. Then I'm going to lubricate the detent ball hole right there. That'll allow it to drop shut a little bit more easily, if it ever does. There is some stuff on here I want to get out of there. Looks like some thread locker residue or something. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to use these tweezers here that are made of a very mild steel. Unfortunately, we are at a level here of magnification that is quite small as we're dealing with these washers, so it's probably going to be hard for me to show off exactly what I'm doing here, but I'm just trying to clean off all of the gunk here, and this is a watch spring bar tool. I forget if I already plugged nickshabazz.com/tools, but that's where you can find links to everything that I have here. And everything that I'm using on the table. All right, so that's there. Beautiful. Now, I believe this is cleaned up. Let's see if there is one side or another that likes rotating. Yeah, that seems to be a little worn. Because rotational wear will, you know, it'll wear one side down a little bit more, so I want to have that side facing the blade and facing the lubrication. Okay, I'll go ahead and lube the detent ball, which is clean. Ceramic, by the way. Nice. Are there missing pieces here? No. Relatively simple knife, actually, all told. Which I appreciate. Okay, that went back together a whole lot quicker than it came apart. Good. Let's go ahead and drop this into here. I am going to use, sorry again for the sniffles, folks. I hate to subject you to my sinuses playing for you the song of their people, but alas, that's a part of being human. Friggin' rhinoviruses. All right. And so that's in place. Next step is going to be to drop this guy in. Is that the smallest screw? Yeah, it is. Because I have everything arrayed by how it came off the knife. Just, for some reason, that hole looked bigger than this screw does. But, hey, whatever. It functions. It works. This is a hard knife to get a read on, just for me personally, because it is a very, it's a weird little thing. Like, it's kind of a, like Paul Alexander is the designer on this guy. Same guy who did the Ouroboros, the Sliver X, and the, what's the weird one that hasn't come out yet, that they announced forever and a day ago? He says expecting somebody to help him. Either way, it's got some weird new lock on there. I want to say it's the Patumba or something, but that sure isn't it. In retrospect, I'll look back and go like, Patumba, you jackass. What are you talking about here? Either way. But anyways, he's kind of a cool guy. He actually is a, well, I guess, fellow Michigander, or at least I am formerly a fellow Michigander of his. But anyways, it's one of his, and so it's weird, which makes sense, right? Okay, so we are dead centered. Nice Tai Chung, nice done. Did I just put the clip on the wrong side? I sure did. Nice. I mean, the wrong side. I put the clip on the left side, which is the correct side if you are a left-handed individual. I am not, so therefore it is not the correct side for me. Okay, pop the clip out. Come on, clip. Come with me. Come with me if you want to live. I'll let you live regardless. Okay, now what I'm going to try and do is drop this into here. Yeah, I put the knife in my hand and everything's suddenly wrong. It's just like, what's going on here? Okay, tighten this down. Tighten that down. All right, there we go. That's the proper side, at least for my handle orientation. Okay, let's give it a shot here. Use this weird rolling flipper tab, which I love, by the way. Okay, that's way too damn tight. Let's loosen this up a little bit. There we go. It's better no blade play. Bet I can loosen further. Oh, yeah. Okay, now there's play, though. So let's go ahead and unplay that. No play. Perfectly centered. Okay, a little too tight. Loosen you up a little bit here. There we go. I think that's the Goldilocks point here. Oh. A little tiny bit of play. Unfortunately, as you're flipping this kind of thing, you can very easily reintroduce. Until the Loctite sets, it's very easy to go to the wrong tension, so to speak. All right. There we go. In some ways, the action actually feels a little bit slowed down. Maybe this is a knife that's going to want to run better without lubrication. I don't know. Or maybe it's just getting one together here. Or maybe I've just gotten worse at it in the intervening time. Well, either way, so there's a chance you might want to put this guy back together without lubrication. I'm not 100% sure. Or maybe I'm just doing it wrong. I'll let you guys know as the time goes on. There we go. Beautiful. And so we are all set here. That is the Spyderco Ikuchi. There we go. That's the name of it. And I hope you found this interesting. And have yourselves just an absolutely wonderful rest of your day. Bye now.